Why would Donald Trump attack Kayleigh McEnany? I don't understand. How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about Donald Trump attacking his former White House press secretary, Kayleigh McEnany, over some poll numbers. Now, I don't understand the purpose of him doing this. It doesn't make any sense to me because Kayleigh McEnany was his best hire. Out of everybody he had in the White House, I think she was the best hire. She never did anything weird, never anything snake-like, never recorded him, never told on him. She was always in his corner, always had his back, always supported him, always remained loyal. That's a big thing with Trump. You got to have loyalty. If you are not loyal or you seem to be not loyal, he's going to pretty much throw you under the bus. He'll pretty much throw you away. That's what Trump does. Okay, and this is part of the reason why people say that they don't want to vote for him and they want DeSantis, because they understand that Trump's a great leader. He does a lot of great things, but they say the temper and the temperament can be erratic and they can turn voters off, which could make him lose. And that's the problem. Now, before I even get into it, let's look at what he said here over on Truth Social. And I will link to this in the description if you want to read it for yourself so you know it's a real post. He says, Kayleigh Milquetoast McEnany, and he spelled milquetoast wrong. That's why that was trending on Twitter. So he spelled it as it's written, he spelled it as it sounds. That's not how you spell it. Anyway, Kayleigh Milquetoast McEnany just gave out the wrong poll numbers on Fox News. I am 34 points up on DeSantis, speaking about Ron DeSantis, not 25 up. While 25 is great, it's not 34. She knew the number was corrected upwards by the group that did the poll. The rhinos and globalists can have her. Fox News should only use real stars. Now, this makes no sense to me. I'm totally confused. We're talking about a poll number. It could have been an honest mistake. And she's probably just reading from the teleprompter. Okay. Now, if it was an issue with the number, you got a number. I know you got a number, Trump. Just hit her up and call her and be like, hey, that was the wrong number. Or is that in the third? Can y'all correct it? If you got a problem, why would you go on Truth Social and then air her out like this and attack her like this, throw her under the bus like this over some poll numbers you didn't like? Okay. And the poll numbers still have you up over DeSantis. So regardless of what, you are still ahead of him according to the poll. And there's a bunch of different polls that we're talking about. So what poll did she reference? What poll was it? Can we get a link to that? Can you give the name of that? You're just going to say that she's wrong by a few points and that's enough to attack her? I don't understand. It makes no sense to me. And again, this is why people say they want to vote for DeSantis over Trump, because they know Trump is a great leader. He does a lot for this country, and he did a lot for the country in 2016 and 2020. They understand that, but they also understand his nature. It's very temperamental. He can just get erratic, blow in the china shop sometimes, okay? And that can turn off your independents, those that may lean left or right, depending upon the circumstance, depending upon a certain issue. Some one-issue voters that lean either way, you're going to turn them off, which will make them lose. Again, this is why they say they want DeSantis, all right? Now, here's an article we can kind of get through a little bit. This is on New York Post. You see what it says. Trump accuses former press secretary Kayleigh McEnany of inflating DeSantis poll. So that's what he's saying. He said that the numbers were inflated. It wasn't really it. Again, this will be in the description box if you want to read it for yourself. If you're on IG, visit the link in the bio, go to the corresponding article on the website. So you see what's going on. Kayleigh Milquetoast McEnany just gave out the wrong poll numbers, etc. So she was on Jesse Waters, and right after her appearance, that's when he put that out. Rather than just calling her and saying, hey, that wasn't the right number, he wants to go straight to social media. Again, if you got a problem with somebody and you know them, just hit them up rather than airing them out. I don't understand why he would do this. It just makes no sense to me. Let's continue here. All right. Trump turned on his longtime press secretary and advisor, calling her Kayleigh Milquetoast McEnany. That's her right there speaking for Trump. Let's see. McEnany, now a co-host on Fox's Outnumbered, had only highlighted ever-changing polling numbers to reflect how the DeSantis team would say we've just had polling come out that shows we've closed by 9 points in Iowa. Okay, so all she was doing is just reading what's going on for a purpose, not to try and attack Trump. It was to show how DeSantis' team would use the numbers to its advantage, talking about, okay, we closed 9 points, etc. That's what it was about. So if anything, what she was doing was supporting Trump in his claim that the number was higher. You see what I'm saying? So, but he just automatically wants to attack without thinking. I don't understand. And it doesn't make sense for a guy who I voted for being anti foreign invasions, foreign wars, who does not make these snap ridiculous decisions, not in the deep state. That's why I voted for Trump. And I think if he was to win again, he'd be the same way when it comes to foreign relations. But then when it comes to your personal acquaintances, the press secretary, you don't follow the same logic. It just kind of makes no sense. So that's the end of that article right there. And that's pretty much the gist of it. Yeah, she did nothing wrong. She did nothing wrong whatsoever. I put it on my social media and people are saying that, oh, she turned on him and she was disloyal. And people are asking those who respond that way, like, what did she do? How was she disloyal? How did she turn on him? She didn't say anything negative. The poll number that she quoted was, it still had Trump ahead of DeSantis. And she was trying to highlight how DeSantis' team would use these ever-changing poll numbers to say, hey, now we're up 9 points in Iowa, which was the exact difference between what she quoted and what he quoted. Matter of fact, let me see if I can see it again right here. So he's saying at 34 points, she said 25, and that's a 9-point difference right there. She was highlighting that. So again, she's on his side. But if you're just so quick to attack people and not call them, because you know what, the phone call could have cleared it up. It's a misunderstanding, miscommunication. Those things happen. Sometimes you might say one thing and then a guy or a girl says something else. Like y'all talking, right? You're saying one thing, they're saying something else, but it's just kind of confused. You misunderstand each other. When you have a conversation and both sides are open and they're able to hear each other, you can understand each side and then come to a peaceful resolution. Again, could have been the phone call, like, hey, what's going on with that? Oh, don't worry about it. It's just X, Y, and Z. All right, cool, no problem. Then there's no need for no social media posts. There's no need for me to make the video right now. I'm not here right now making this video if they handled it behind the scenes with a phone call the way everything else should happen. Because, you know, sometimes I got issues with guys or girls or whatever, and I don't put it out on social media. I hit them up in the DM, text message, phone call, a private way of communicating to resolve our issues. I mean, if we're friends, we're acquaintances, we do for each other, that should be the way it's handled. Even if we're not friends and acquaintances, why can't we handle things behind closed doors instead of putting everything out on social media for the world to see? I don't understand, but I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? Do you think that Trump was right to air out his friend or former friend, Kayleigh McEnany, over the poll numbers? If you think so, let me know in the comments below. If you don't think so, let me know in the comments below. Do you think it was a misunderstanding about the poll numbers? Okay, he said 34, she says 25. She's saying that the reason why she quoted it is because she's trying to highlight the ever-changing poll numbers and how the DeSantis team will use it to their advantage. Like, what do you think it was all about? And do you think that she was right? Do you think Trump was right? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. You guys know where I'm at. This was a misunderstanding. Very simple. Could have been a phone call. Hey, what's going on with that? Don't worry about it. The phone call could have been 15 seconds and it would have been a wrap. If both sides are open and they're able to hear each other, could have been a 15-second phone call. But if you're not open, you're not trying to hear, you want to argue, then it can't really go anywhere. And that kind of behavior, again, it makes people think who are on the borderline of voting for Trump or not voting for Trump or staying home or whatever the case may be to simply vote against him, whether that mean voting for DeSantis in the primary, voting for Joe Biden in the general election, or just staying home and not giving Trump the votes he needs to win. If this kind of behavior continues and Trump gets a nomination, he might lose, unfortunately. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.